Today, I have the exquisite pleasure of welcoming an old schoolmate of mine from Ardenne High School. His name is Lloyd Foster. I have not seen Lloyd for over 40 years. The last time I saw Lloyd was in sixth form when we both graduated from Ardenne. No, if you happen to have been in the same form with Lloyd and you were trying to come first, that was impossible. That was never going to happen because if it was the sciences, he was top of class. If it was the arts, he was top of class. Even Spanish, you could never get him out of the way. And so it's a great pleasure to have him here today. And Lloyd, so tell me, talk to me, how did you get to Ardenne?
Strangely, I was supposed to go to Monroe.
Because you went to
Because I
primary
was
school
primary
in
school
St. Elizabeth.
Roses Valley. I thought I was going to Monroe. The last moment, my parents decided it was time to take me to Kingston. I had been living in the country long enough. Wasn't very sure I liked that, and I was sure I was going to hate this school just because it wasn't Monroe. Turned out it was the very best thing that ever happened to me, becoming an Ardenne student.
Excellent. Now, what was the Ardenne experience like for you?
Whoa, you want me to answer that in this short interview?
Yes.
Okay.
Give me the highlights. I know you, well, tell me your version of it.
I became very happy to be part of that school. It was, in my opinion, the best school in the country at a time when nobody else knew it. Only we who were there, we knew it. And eventually it could come out. I went through a lot of great things. Like you said, I kept coming first in the examinations that they gave us, and that kind of gave me some kind of popularity. Then I got on the Schools Challenge team. Up until that point when I got on, Ardenne had never yet won a match, let alone think of winning the whole series. But that year, 72 to 73, we did. And we shocked the whole world. And I was the youngest member of the team. I know I made a great contribution, so my name began to float abroad.
Who were some of the other students that were on the team then, the winning team?
The captain was Franklin Ireland, and there was Glenn Thomas, and there was Jennifer Stewart.
Yes, okay. And I know that we were in third form together.
Right.
And then after fourth form, you went straight to sixth form. How did that happen? Because that was a very unusual move at Ardenne. I don't think that had ever happened before. And I think it happened with you and another classmate of mine, Keston Fassard.
That's correct. So both of us did it. We just decided to go and take some of the O levels early. We felt we were good enough. Add math for me, regular math and physics. And I think Ardenne decided to take a chance. I would be going to sixth form provided I promised them I would take my O levels as well as keep doing my studies, as well as being on the Schools Challenge team. It was a very busy year, but very great year for me. Everything I touched at the time seemed to turn to gold. I came first in 6B. I got, was it eight O levels, 4 distinctions, 3 credits. And then, like I said, we won the Schools Challenge series. So I left that school year feeling like I'd done a great thing.
Right. No, there's an interesting thing that happened that I wrote about in the Gleaner recently, and it became a huge story.
Yeah.
Where at the end of, was it second form?
Right, going to third form, that's right.
Yes, you were challenged to buy the books because your mother gave you a certain amount of money.
That's right.
And it wasn't enough to get the books that you needed. Tell me about that.
So I go downtown. Normally I go to this shop, SBCK bookshop at the top of King Street. This time I decide, for no reason, to walk all the way down to Times Store. At that time, Times Store was downtown, and they did have a bookstore. And just as normally happens, there's this lady working there. She comes up and she says, "Give me your book list, and give me the money you have, and I'm going to do the very best to fit what you have, to optimize, this whole book buying
And
thing.
how much money did you have?
The thing is, I only had $10, and the books came to $25. And no matter how you tried, you were never going to be able to fit $10 into $25. And she just said, you know something? I'm going to buy these books for him. She didn't know me from Adam. I didn't know her from anywhere.
What were your priority books?
If I had my way, I'd have gone and bought physics, chemistry, and calculus. My mother warned me that she would kill me if I did that, because I was supposed to buy English, mathematics, literature, and then try to see what else I could do. Luckily, it didn't matter at the time because she paid for everything.
Wow. And you did not know her from a
I did
can
not
of
know
paint.
her, and I was not intelligent enough to ask her name. I kept telling her, thank you, thank you, thank you a million all the way, and never said, by the way, what's your name? And so I went through third form, went through fourth form, went back downtown to see if I could find her, and they had closed down the bookstore downtown. They only had an uptown Times Square now, and that was a disaster for me. And I've been trying for a long time, very long time, to see how do I find her back. I know, people tell me I'm supposed to go and find other children and help them, and I've done that. But still, it would be so great if I could find her back.
Describe her to us.
Okay, at the time, she was slim. She was taller than me. I would say she's around, say, 5'5", 5'6". Afro, very prominent afro. Slim, very dark skinned, angular face, beautiful.
And kind-hearted.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course, she.
So, do you still have hopes of finding her?
Yes, yeah, I won't give up. One day I
Okay.
think I'll find her.
So, if anybody is listening and you know who this lady from Times Tour,
1970 August.
then please get in touch and let us know.
Sure.
Who were your favorite teachers at Ardenne?
You're trying to kill me now. All right. All of my English teachers were excellent. There was a Mrs. Robinson. There was a Mrs. Wallace. Mrs. Pusey. I think she was Miss Dean before that. There was Mr. Banks. There was Mrs. Mitchell. And every one of them, I give an A++. There's a math teacher called Paul Peart. He taught me algebra and he taught me calculus. Gave me a very good foundation. Very solid guy. You see, if I start leaving out names, I'm going to feel guilty.
Right. And who was your principal?
Well, when I came in first, Miss Olson, but within 2 years, it was Miss Gale. And
do you remember some of the things that we were taught, like the coefficient of linear expansion, specific heat of gravity? Do you remember some of that stuff?
Specific heat, and all those kind of stuff. You see, at the time, I really thought I was going to be the next Einstein. So my idea was I was going to be an astrophysicist. I wasn't practical. And I felt that Einstein died without creating his unified theory. And everybody said he was a failure in that respect. And I felt I was going to take it up and I was going to complete it. Didn't work out that way, but the grounding I had in physics, all the things that I learned, and the way I went outside of what I was learning to learn even more, it helped me later on in my chosen field. So it still had a mathematical discipline, and it still had this logical way of resolving problems that physics is famous for.
Who were some of your best friends at Ardenne?
Gaston Fassard, number one, undoubtedly.
Was that because both of you were so extraordinarily bright?
Yeah, but I think the school expected us to become rivals and compete against each other. And when we met up in third form, we realized the idea was ridiculous. We just became pals, very good friends, and remain so to this day.
Really?
Yeah.
Who else?
Well, no, if I start naming names, I'm going to leave out some, but I can think of Andrea Blackwood, I can think of Sheila Dixon, I can think of so many people. Audrey Nelson, And I know anybody I've left out, don't feel like I am slighting you. I just this is an impromptu exercise here.
Yes, very impromptu.
Okay, let's put it this way. Most of the students that I met at Ardenne, I liked. Most, 99%.
Okay. No, I know that you've done some amount of writing in the past years. Tell me about your publications.
Well, there's something I've done which I've tried to keep secret. I'm not keeping it secret anymore. When I was 17, when I knew you in high school, I got an idea that explained what our history on Earth and everything is. To be honest, I still believe that idea. But I wrote it in a secret book called The Tales of Cameron. And I managed to publish the first volume just last year. I've kept it secret all this time. And I'm hoping to publish the second volume and then try to market. I've not done much marketing of this. I just wanted the idea out. I didn't want it to die with me. And you know, when we were in school, we had this thing called the OBE, the Order of the British Empire. I thought of the Tales of Cameron as the OBE, the one big explanation that explained everything, history and our physics and everything. Still want to get it out to the world. Not everybody is going to A, understand it, B, agree with it, but I still want it told. But just recently, I published a short story just as a hobby called Of Women and Children. And it's just something I wrote because I had downtime at times and I wanted to keep my hands busy. Of Women and Children is a story about mistakes that happen in relationships, and it spans life in the Caribbean and life in the US. And part of the problems that occur when this culture shock takes place that people don't realize is a very big issue. And quick, easy read. I hope whoever gets it enjoys it.
Cool. Now, Lloyd, tell me, what do you do work-wise and what have you been doing work-wise over the years? I know you've been doing some pretty amazing things. Tell me about your career journey.
Okay, I'm a qualified actuary. Most people don't know what that means. Actuaries are mathematicians and statisticians who specialize in security programs like life insurance, pension schemes, investments, guarantees, and so on. Mathematics is very hairy, very deep, but if you like mathematics, then it's great fun. I actually consult with large companies, some of the largest. I specialize in risk management, trying to make sure that companies don't make promises they can't keep, or better still, that they are able to keep all the promises that they make. And I enjoy doing it. I like what I do. And I think that I would recommend it to anybody, a young person who has a strong mathematical bent. It's a very rewarding thing to do. It's like you're doing something you like very much and they're paying you money to do it. So it doesn't feel like work, but it is work.
Great. No, I have told the current principal of Ardenne, Nadine Malloy, about you, and she's looking forward to meeting you. When are you heading back to Ardenne to vibes up the kids there?
Well, I plan to go to Jamaica this year. It's not up to me. I have a special position with the University of Technology in their actuarial department, and part of that assignment requires me to come to Jamaica, I think, this year. I thought it would have been earlier already, but it will happen, and when it does, there's no doubt that the moment the plane lands, I am heading straight to 10 Ardenne Road.
Okay. Well, Lloyd Foster, it was great seeing you after so many years. Congratulations on the wonderful things you have been doing and continued blessings.
Thank you so very much. Thanks.